That's not word salad, that's a turd salad.
Oh, I'm Tommy Vietor. I used to work in the Obama White House, and today we're getting red-pilled by Gutfeld.
Take the red pill.
If your shower's low on HTO, blame it on Grandpa Joe.
HTO?
Yeah, I think that was a...
Just a verbal typo.
Yeah, we're back to restrictions on shower heads, courtesy of President Chowderhead.
He's just saying things that rhyme.
The Biden administration has rolled back a Trump rule allowing more powerful shower heads. But why should he care? All of Joe's baths are with sponges. Yeah. Sometimes you never know what lands.
That's like the most honest thing you said so far. It's true. Yeah, remember Trump made a big deal of getting rid of regulations that would mandate more energy-efficient light bulbs and then water-saving shower heads. And I guess we're mad about it now that it's getting rolled back.
It's enough to make you miss the dude from before. I mean, how about the shower and this beautiful head of hair?
But how about the shower? You go into a shower, and I have this beautiful head of hair.
What? There's no joke there. It was just sort of like a fawning clip. Whatever. Next clip.
Unity is scary because it means the media isn't necessary. So they choreograph their coverage exactly to the Democrats' liking, create dissent among the ranks so those in power remain so. And their dissent must be directed at the non-vaxxed, an easy target until you look at them closely and find out who they are. Blacks suspicious of government medical edicts, women worried about getting pregnant or currently pregnant, young fit people willing to risk getting COVID because they're so damn fit and risk just about everything else, the immunocompromised and other medically unable to take the vaccine, and undecided people still making up their minds. See how different they are? You might even use the media and the Dems' favorite word, diversity.
Oh, boy. I mean, it's just such a swerve to, work in some white grievance. This suggestion that, all these media organizations are coordinating their message to help the Democrats is ludicrous. It's laughable. They say this all the time. They know it's a joke. It's just dumb. I do think there's some nuance to who is unvaccinated. But then you just this diversity joke, okay, buddy. A lot of Gutfeld's jokes are just kind of inserting little Republican hobby horses or Fox News hobby horses about woke culture that they hate into contexts that don't make any sense, and that was a great example. I think that the Republican Party has decided that the safe political space to be on COVID is pro-vaccine but anti-mandate. But there are some Fox hosts, some right-wing politicians that get way, way, way to the right of that. There are some who suggest that you're sheep if you take the vaccine, that the vaccine is actually bad for you. I mean, Tucker Carlson is basically anti-vaccine disinformation. Even a Joe Rogan is always just asking questions to, leading scientists who are, super anti-vax. Fox News as an entity has vaccine mandates. You see photos of the Fox News newsroom. Everybody's wearing a mask. Everyone's doing the things they need to do to protect themselves personally. All of these extremely well-paid hosts are vaccinated and boosted and working from home, but telling their audience not to get the vaccine or suggesting that the appropriate perspective here is to resist government and not do the thing that'll keep them safe. All right, next clip.
Happy Monday. Oh, it's a glorious Monday. What a joy. If you haven't been murdered yet.
It's dark, Gutfeld.
By a nutbag. It's true, we have an epidemic of crazy people, what we used to call the criminally deranged, or the Views audience.
Oh, these jokes. And they just fall so flat. It's just the crickets in there.
But they're everywhere, on the streets, on the subway. One is sitting to my right. But they're also in our...
She's so surprised. Hi.
Halls, our governments, in our district attorney's offices, from New York to Chicago to...
Those are very, nice sort of postcards.
Graphics team didn't get a lot of heads up.
Yeah, the Chicago bean doesn't look like a hellscape to me. I don't know, it's a big sculpture.
Did you know that the New York Mayor, Bill de Blasio, otherwise known as a walking tree of turds, is removing...
Makes a lot of turd jokes. I just, don't... I don't know that the word turd was ever funny.
Is removing the statue of Thomas Jefferson from City Hall. In case you went to public schools, Jefferson was a founding father,
Weird shot at public schools.
our third president, but also a slave owner. The statue has been there for nearly 200 years, a year for every screw-up de Blasio makes in a week. But after all the problems going on in the city, it was clear that this putrid piece of marble had to go. I mean, think about it. A woman was beaten brutally on the city streets, stomped repeatedly, and left for dead.
Exploiting and playing video of like a graphic, violent assault for comedy? What are we doing here?
There was the Filipino nurse murdered Saturday afternoon in Times Square by a deranged criminal. That alleged killer had been released after...
Again, very familiar pattern now. Horrible violent crime committed by a black man held up on a comedy show? It's not funny. It's just disturbing.
After groping another female. But clearly, if there was no Jefferson statue, this never would have happened.
This is an interesting segment because the statue and crime are just not connected in any way, shape, or form, except to create some vehicle for him to talk about violent crimes committed by black men as a way to suggest that that could happen to you if Democrats are in charge. This is like some pretty dark couple of segments in a row here. Like Warren Christmas, really bleak elements, felt funny. Don Jr., how can you not laugh at that guy? This is bleak. You're right, and there's something particularly bleak about a so-called comedy show, or a show that's ostensibly supposed to be funny, where they just show random segments about people being brutally killed by black men. Like, that is just kind of agitprop. Right? Like, it makes no sense to choose those segments. You're trying to deliver a political message. You're trying to scare people. You're not trying to make them laugh in any way. There's nothing funny about that clip of a woman getting shoved to the ground and punched. Like, there's no comedy there. I mean, it's just scary.
There's Kimmel, there's Fallon, there's all these late night shows. If you had to kind of guess rankings of where the popularity falls, where would you put Gutfeld?
I think you probably have like Fallon, Colbert up here. Maybe Kimmel, Gutfeld, Seth Meyers.
Gutfeld is the #1 late night show on television.
What? What?
Joining us for the first time in studio, Guar lead vocalist Lothar, the Berserker.
That's right.
Lothar, first off,
Wow.
you're the only guest that's larger than Tyrus.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't feel larger than Tyrus. I'm amazed.
Yes.
That is a big dude right there.
It's all me.
I just want to stare at both of you.
This show makes no fucking sense. There's no sense. Like, late night Fox, it's got to be a bunch of old, like, weird white people, right? Like, they don't want to watch Guar.
Tommy, this is, I think, definitely the most red-pilled / triggered I think I've ever seen you do this. By far.
This has been a particularly hard one because it's not, like, funny. It's not naturally funny. Like, the content's not funny. It's not, like, funny, haha. I'm just kind of baffled by it. Comedy took a hard turn left during the Trump administration. A lot of folks sort of pivoted to almost entirely Trump humor. And I could see why, if you're a Trump fan, if you're a Fox watcher, that probably didn't appeal to you. It's also been this long sort of strain of thought that conservatives don't do comedy well. There just was never like a version of The Daily Show for the right. Even though people talked about it, they tried to make it work and it just never did. I still personally don't think this works. Like, I don't find this funny. There are Republicans that are harsh, that are mean to Democrats, that make like anti-Biden jokes that are funny, that are genuinely funny. This just isn't that, but it's popular. And I think that says something bigger about what conservatives want, what Fox News viewers want, which is not necessarily jokes that land, but just stuff that sticks it to the liberals, that mocks people who say what their pronouns are, and that makes them feel confirmed and secure in their worldview. That's what this is.
How triggered are you right now?
Like, I'm just kind of disturbed. I feel like I am front row at a Guar concert, and Balthazar the Berserker just like sprayed blood on me, and I don't know what happened. I don't like it. I don't know how I got here. I don't know why other people want to be here or paid money to be here, but here we are. There's a big old audience for this shit. Thanks for joining us. That was awful. Please let us know what we should get red-pilled by next. The reddest pill of all, that subscribe button. Click it. It's right here. I think that's right. Should be here, right? If you're facing. Whatever. Who cares? Click the fucking button. Click it.